Paddy's review. A review of the weekend sporting events. It started off on Friday night with a brilliant win for Newcastle. Callum Wilson was outstanding in this game. He was missed this season. If he wasn't injured for half the season, Newcastle would have been safer before um, they were after that win the other night. Brilliant win for them. I didn't expect them to beat Leicester, but Leicester are not the same team without Johnny Evans. He was a loss for them. Of the three games that Leicester have left, we're playing United, Chelsea, and Spurs. It'd be a tough ask for them to finish in the top four, I think, to be honest. And then on to Saturday, Leeds and Spurs. It was a brilliant performance by Leeds. They were outstanding in the first half. They scored a good goal with Dallison, and Bamford's goal was brilliant. The build-up play for that goal was brilliant. In the second half, they made a great tactical change, bringing on Rafinha, and then clinched the win with a good goal by Rodrigo. Leeds have been a breath of fresh air this year in the league. And to finish in the top 10, if they were able to win the last few games, that would be an absolute brilliant achievement. I think if you would have asked Bielsa at the start of the season to have 50 points out of 35 games, he would have beat your hand off, to be honest. That's how well they've done. But for Spurs, they got out of the first half, they had chances, and Addy was good going forward. But Addy and Bell got isolated. He didn't track back, and they were at fault for some of the goals. It was poor defending. And you think, I don't think, it might work at home, maybe playing the four, but especially not away from home. You have to be a bit more defensive, I think. Nobody really knows who's going to get the Spurs manager. This season with Spurs is just petered out. They're not going to make Europe, so, they can do what they want in the last three games. Would be interested to see what happens in the summer. Harry Kane, does he stay or does he want to go? If he leaves, that Spurs, could be a lot worse off. So it'll be interesting to see what happens with the club, who they hire as manager, and if they're able to keep their best players. Also on Saturday, Man City and Chelsea. The first half it wasn't great, but then the last 5 minutes, how Aguero didn't score, that what a miss the first one. But was lucky that ricocheted the stern and he scored, and the penalty, the Pianka, it's poor altogether. But I think for Chelsea that was the best thing ever happened. That they were only 1-0 down at half time. The second half, Chelsea were the better side. They worked the ball well. They attacked, and they arguably deserved to win. Chelsea have been brilliant throughout the last few months, and it looks like they're gonna finish comfortably inside the top four. But for City, I don't understand why they didn't put their best team out. They're not going to be playing again until next Friday, so that was just strange, to be honest. I don't get that. And it's not over yet. If United win the next two games, the pressure will be on them. So they should have just went out, put their best team out, won the league, and that's it. That was poor top of Guardiola, to be honest. The late match, Saturday night, Liverpool Southampton. Liverpool got the win. It wasn't really convincing performance. At the back, they weren't great. Southampton had some great chances, and only for Alisson, Southampton would have scored. But I just think Liverpool needed to win. That'll do a lot for their confidence, and they still have a slight chance of getting top four. If they were able to get top four, consider the amount of times they're beaten this season, it would be a brilliant achievement, I think. And on Sunday, Man United come from behind again. It's strange how many times United have won from losing positions. It's we just go behind for the crack. It's mad. The second half, they got another penalty, which they always do, and the only reason Bruno Fernandes has scored so many goals is because of the penalties. And after that, it was a great finish by Greenwood. The last few weeks, I think he's been outstanding for United, and you never know. He could be included in the England squad, because I think he's quality. And Cavani sealed the win at a time, similar to the goal he scored tonight, just the right place at the right time. He's made a great career out doing that. And the half-hour match, West Ham Everton, I thought Everton played really well. Another great away win for them. The ball by Godfrey for Calvert-Lewin's goal was brilliant. Only for Everton's poor home form, they would be a lot closer to the top four. So they'd probably be kicking themselves and saying, what could have been, at the end of the season. The late match, West Brom are finally gone. They got relegated 3-1. They could just go to show now that sacking Village didn't really work. They shouldn't have sacked him. because they haven't won enough games under Sam Allardyce. Like, oh, I say today, oh, we went down, didn't go down fighting. They lost too many games, and like, you can't just come back up. You need to stay in the league, and I think it'd be interesting to see, but I don't think he's gonna stick around. I think he just went out and try to get them stay, try and keep in the league. And if it didn't work out, just walk away. You know, it'd be interesting to see some of the players. Your man Pereira, he's a brilliant player, so I don't think they'd be able to keep a hold of him. And for Arsenal, the young players again, Saka and Smith Rowe, they played really well last night for Arsenal. Like, they're brilliant players. They have so much potential. Like, you just need to keep playing them. You know, just keep playing them. And all three teams we relegated tonight, if Fulham don't beat Burnley, it'd be interesting to see, but I don't think Fulham will win. The teams that went down, three teams, like, they just haven't done well in both boxes. They haven't scored enough goals and conceded too many. So when you do that, the writing's on the wall, unfortunately. And European football, some leagues have been already confirmed. Like for the German league, Bayern won the Bundesliga for ninth year in a row, I should say. That's unbelievable. Lewandowski scored a hat trick in the match. He's had a remarkable season. Just a pity he was injured for their Champions League games, because I think they would have beaten PSG if he was fit. And in Italy, a couple of games ago, it looks like Inter Milan have won. You know, a few weeks ago you thought they weren't going to win it, so great comeback for them. But in Spain, it's still all to play for. Madrid and Sevilla drew last night. You know, so that makes it a lot easier for Atletico Madrid to win it now. I think Atletico arguably have won on the trophy, only a couple of games left. I think Madrid need to win last week, didn't do that. And in the French league, Lille are now 3 points ahead of PSG. That'd be interesting to see. But if PSG don't win the French league, it'd be interesting to see what happens with Pochettino and Neymar and Mbappe, because they will consider that as a failure, PSG, and it'd be interesting if they stick around or walk away. And in the golf, Rory is back. A great win for him. You know, he said that he found it hard playing on the tour when there was no crowd, and with the crowd being back now, that's gave him a bit of pep in the step. You know, I thought he played brilliantly in the final round. You know, T. Green, he was brilliant, but his putting was brilliant. A very underrated part of his game. He made some brilliant puts for par to keep the momentum going. And that the game is all about momentum. That's the thing Paul McGinley always says when he's on Sky. It's about momentum, and he's right. That's what golf is. And like, to win 3 Wells Fargo's tournaments is brilliant. And you know, the second major of the year just around the corner, going back to Kiwa Island where he's won before, good memories. Like, quite hard this week. You can't rule him out. You know, like, I know a lot of people a few weeks ago have been criticised, but I don't know what he were, because he's class. He's always had it. It's just the form is temporary. Like what Martin Tyler says, form is temporary, class is permanent. And that's so true about McIlroy, to be honest. Also, the tournament, brilliant finish by Answer to come second. Like, he made some great birdies down the stretch. Brilliant play by him. And Hovland impresses again. He's so consistent, so good. T. Green, you know, has to be the World Cup team this year. And if he keeps playing at that, there's no reason why he can't win a major. And the European Tour, your man Higo won by a canter in the end. You know, brilliant final round from him. He just took the field apart and went off into the sunset and won by a canter in the end. But a great finish by Niall Carney. What a final round of 10 under. Brilliant shooting by the Irish player. And also, it was good to see Andrew Johnson, the Beef, return to form. So I hope you enjoyed the action throughout the weekend. Thank you.